Hello, Jerry. How you doing?
I'm all right. Russell, how's you?
Sorry about the delay. I've been a bit of a nightmare on motorway today. Two people on M1 broke down actually in the fast lane. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable, mate. Typical
Actually,
though.
yeah, I filmed it as I went by. I'll send you it in a minute. What I said to them. They were foreigners, like you just stop in fast lane, like you do
Unbelievable.
on M1 near Nottingham. Unbelievable. But anyway, I hope you're well, Jerry. How you been keeping?
Not bad, mate. Nothing strange or startling this week. Just working away. No news to tell you. But it's been pretty interesting with the boxing this week.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting week, Jerry. So let's have a bit of a chat about it and see if we can change boxing for the better. What do you reckon?
We'll give it our best shot, mate.
We'll give it our best shot. You know that, Jerry. I hope you're well anyway. Right. You've obviously seen Fury running around, showing everybody his chiseled face and all that. Is Fury making a big mistake coming in at 18 stone? Yes or no?
Well, he could be. He could be. Some people might look at it like he's the bigger man. He's going to want to use his size to his advantage.
Yeah.
So, you want to come in heavy, push the smaller guy about. But personally, I don't really see it as a mistake. I think he needed to lose weight um, badly. I mean, look at the state of him in that Ngannou fight. Um, he needed to lose a bit of weight. I think getting in better shape is a good thing. Um, some people are going to look at that and think, no, that's his advantage. But he's he's going to be a lot bigger and he's going to be a lot heavier than Usyk anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And if he's got better fitness, then it's going to serve him well, hopefully in the fight. So don't think it's a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's 4 weeks to the fight, Jerry. Has your position changed on who you think's going to win now that you've seen that Fury's in shape? Or
No, mate. Still back in Usyk. Still think he's going to outbox him. Um, although I'm not going to lie, I kind of thought of what if in my head during the week, getting ready to eat humble pie if we end up being wrong. So I kind of just go through the scenario of, and what if you're wrong? And what if Fury is the main man after this? Like, are you gonna tip your hat off to him? And
well, if he
I'm
beats
prepared.
if he beats Usyk, am I going to tip me out? Well,
I,
no, Usyk's a small man, isn't he?
True, it's true. But no, I'm still holding firm on the Usyk's gonna win.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. What about you?
Usyk all the way, mate. I've even got the Usyk hoodie. My pal
What's
from
does that sting
Kent,
you?
my pal from an area of Kent got me a few years ago. Like it's called Paul, and I've still got it. So yeah,
Very
I'm
good.
Team Usyk. Me, I don't want Fury to win. I'm not one of them who goes, "Oh, I want Fury to win. I'm a Brit." Fury's a shit house, mate. I hope he gets knocked out cold. But at least I'm honest. I'm only saying what tons and tons of people in boxing are saying. But the difference is they ain't got the knackers to say it because they all want to work with Bricktop and get to Saudi. So I'm going to say it. Fury, I hope you get ice. There you go.
I agree, mate. I agree. Could even be a late stoppage as well if if Usyk's really on fire.
Well, we're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see. But this is how I look at it. Do all these Fury fanatics, and let's have it right, they're fanatical, aren't these fans? Absolutely fanatical. Do they seriously think that Usyk hasn't seen that style that he's got? Come on.
I mean, let's face it, most of Usyk's opponents, you know, in heavyweight have been, well, obviously they've been bigger than him. And then all through the amateurs, he's fought a lot much bigger opponents. So, the man knows how to deal with bigger opponents. So why is it any different if it's Tyson Fury?
Okay, then let me just say this to you then, Jerry, right? Tyson Fury, we know he's only really got Wilder on his record and Vladimir, don't we? Really, when you look at his record, as the heavyweights, yeah?
Of course, yeah.
Right. So he's got Wilder on there and Vladimir, right? He got a win over Steve Cunningham as well, a cruiserweight, an old man. But is there anybody on Fury's CV that Usyk would not beat?
No,
Well, there you go. So
no.
it's a tough fight for Fury, then, isn't it? This.
Yeah, absolutely. He knows that. He knows that.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows it. Before we talk any more about the big GK, the big Dosser, I want to talk about Willie Limond's death. Very sad to hear. What do you think, Jerry?
It's terrible, mate. When we did the video 2 weeks ago, he told me he wasn't well.
Yeah,
And that was the first I'd heard. That was the first I'd heard of it. And I'll be honest with you, mate, I didn't expect him to pass away like that. So I was hoping he'd make some sort of recovery. So I think because he was very, very, very popular in Scotland, was Willie. So I think that's come as a bit of a shock to everybody. Only 45, that's only 4 years older than me. Really, real shame. Great boxer as well.
Yeah, he is a great boxer. He was a great boxer. He beat Woodhouse, didn't he, when Curtis defended his British against him. He beat him. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? My condolences go out to Willie Lemond's family. It must be awful. And the prat, the dickhead who keeps leaving, Saul Mackerson at you dickhead. Why do you keep putting pictures of needles as emojis on my comment section? Cameron, block that dickhead. Simple as. There's always somebody who wants to say something about when somebody's dead, isn't there? It's always somebody, isn't there, piping up from behind the keyboard.
It's disgraceful.
Yeah. All right. Well, we were speaking about the big GK and how he's filling his nappy. Now that he's got to get in with a real fighter. How many fights do you think Fury's got to win to be classed as an all-time great? Because his CV's pishing it, really. When you scratch his CV's good, but if you want to start talking elite and all-time greats, I mean, Barry McGuigan says he's not elite at the moment, but what has he got to do to be an all-time great? What do you think? What's he got to do to get in Hall of Fame, Fury?
For me, it's always been about cleaning out the division. So I would give him his dues if he beats Usyk, beats Joshua, does another handful of top 10 guys, and then I'd be prepared to think of him a little more in the the Hall of Fame kind of light if he was to do something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen, Russ. It's not going to happen.
No, you don't reckon? No.
No, I don't think he's left it too long, and he's made too much money that he'd rather take a gimmick fight before he would take a real fight. Look how long it's taken him to get in the ring with Usyk. How long has this been going on for? 3 years?
Yeah, he's 36 in a couple of months. Tyson as well, isn't he? He's not getting any younger, is he?
He's not going to do it, mate. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Do you think Fury is, because he's signed up now for 2 fights with Usyk, and he's got that other one with Garner, and they're saying if he fights Joshua, it's a 2-fight deal. Do you think now it's just a case of moving up the 50 million a fight?
Do I?
Are you there, Jerry? Was that a trick question, Jerry? What's going on?
You bamboozled me. Say that again.
Right,
Go ahead.
say it again, right. I forgot even what I said, Jerry. You fried me. Right. Fury.
Yeah.
God, I forgot. You know what I said, Jerry. Come on, help me out.
Do I think it's all going to be about 50 million for a fight.
Fury's basically, he's got 2 fights with Usyk, right, on this deal.
Yeah.
So that's 100 million. He's got the other one with Ngannou on lockdown, and they're saying if he fights Joshua, that's a 2-fight deal. You think them 5 for him, 250 million to add to the 200 he's got, and then he's gone?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think he'll be
I
hanging
don't know.
around like a bad smell with all his lies and bullshit till he's about 50?
I don't know. I know you've said that before, but I think he'll, if he does hang around, it'll be in a gimmick capacity.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I think so. Because he's done that WWE before. So he loves the attention and he loves, you know, he likes messing about with that type of stuff. I think he'd rather do that than have, like, say, another 10 serious fights before the end of his career. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anthony Yarde. Apparently, him and his manager, trainer, advisor, Tunde Ajayi, dream it. Jerry, what's going on there, mate? Outside?
No, what's happening?
Oh, no, I could hear like a wind rustling or something.
All right, sorry, mate.
You're not farted, have you, Jerry?
No, I was moving about just. So
Oh,
yeah, I'll
right.
keep still.
Jerry, sit fucking still while I'm talking. Right, Anthony Yarde, Jerry, right? He's left Bricktop because Tunde Ajayi, dream it, believe it, become it. Lions in the camp. You mean lion bars? Old Tunde's found that we old Dinted Bricktop, and it looks like Yarde's a casualty, and they're heading to Sky. What do you make of all that now at the moment?
I think, if Anthony Yarde wants to move on, let him move on. Guy's got to look after himself. It looks like the person who's most upset about the, the leaving is Frank. I seen a video the other day where it's Frank had his violin out. He's very disappointed about what's going on. You'd almost have thought it was his son. So I think it's typical Bricktop stuff. Probably could see him in court again. You know how these things go with Frank Warren. But yeah, if Anthony Yarde wants to move on, let him do it. It's his career. It's his choice. He could do whatever he wants. So
Yeah.
Why not, mate? Why not?
Bricktop says they've still got a deal though with Yarde, so it could be heading to court. You know how Bricktop likes legal issues, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. He's got a track record, doesn't he, of being in court?
Track record, unbelievable. Unbelievable, mate. Does anybody really care? Because Yarde's not really won out, has he? Really, he's not won a British or a European, as he is. He's hanging around like a bad smell, just hoping for. He's either fights killers and losers, or he fights waste men. There's no in between, man, is there, for Yarde?
No, he's fallen short every time he has, faced that level of opponent. So
yeah. Okay. Let me just give a big mention here to the documentary that we filmed last Friday, Joe G's. It's currently rendering this weekend. It's the actual clips and all that. There's like, well, with inserts, it's about 151 or 152 little clips and bits of this and that to add in. And so people keep saying, oh, okay, where's the Joe G documentary? Well, listen, it's took over a week just to edit and mess about with and play about with. And like I said, we're going to come back with something a bit special. You know what I mean? To keep all you hardcores happy. So when it's done in the next couple of days, and it will be done for Monday, Tuesday, and it's out, you'll be like, oh, okay, you're the greatest. So listen, I know I love you. Okay. I'm famous. I said, listen, I've been famous since I was 15. Well, I'm around here anyway, so I'm not into that knackers. So I don't want anyone making me when they see this documentary because it's the dog's nuts. Okay, right. 5 versus 5. Jerry, what do you think to it?
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a good card. It's nothing that we haven't seen before, quality wise. Some people are blowing it out of proportion, like it's the greatest card they've ever seen in their entire lives. They're obviously mental. It's like it kind of reminds me of the old days when you had, quite a good competitive matches on one card. I don't know how many belts are on the line. What is it, two or three on this card?
Yeah.
Back in the day, it wasn't within reason to see 5 title challenges on a card. But I'm looking forward to it. I just think it's about time, to be fair, that we're starting to see stuff like this happen. Looking forward to it, mate. What about you?
Yeah, I am, but you know me. I don't want to push on anybody's bonfire, but let's have it right. These fights that they're putting on this, it's just not that they haven't been putting on it past. It's just that we've been starved since Joshua fought Vladimir in 2017. We've been starved for 7 years of any real action. So any little glim or anything that's we're all losing our minds, aren't we?
Yeah. It's just exactly as you said. We've been sold inferior fight cards for the last how many years, and people are complacent now, and they're just used to kind of less quality on shows.
Yeah.
And that's it, basically.
Okay. Willie Hutchinson's going to fight on it against Craig Richards. What do you think to that for a fight?
I think that's a decent fight.
Willie Hutchinson's been slipped into WBO top 10. He's ranked number 9. He's not 1-0. What do you think to that? Do you think he's been put in there just to give the fight some credibility?
100%, mate. 100%. I caught that during the week, and I was like, "Oh, how convenient! How convenient is
How
that?"
convenient, Willie. And guess what? Organization. The Warren Boxing Organization. Sorry, World Boxing Organization. You can predict these, can't you? Hey?
Absolutely.
This is why people like me, I like to check the rankings every morning at 8 o'clock when I get up, Jerry. I check them and I see if there's any movement. If there is, I'm all over it like a rash because when I see movement on them rankings, it's like ice breaking across a river. And I'm waiting underneath it. You know that, Jerry, don't you? Pop, pop, bang.
I do indeed, mate.
Right. Joe Joyce, is he a big stiff, yes or no?
100% is a big
Yeah,
stiff.
Joe, you're a big stiff. You need to go get yourself a woman. Eubanks left Calla Sowell and he says he's a free agent. Calla says he ain't. Are they heading to court, yes or no?
Oh boy. Yeah, probably. Probably heading to court, mate.
Hey?
Didn't actually know that.
Josh Warrington, what's happening with him? Has he been forgotten about? It's like nobody mentions him no more, do they?
I don't know, mate. Is he taking early retirement or what? Or what's going on?
What's happening with Josh Warrington? Has Big Sean and our Josh got any fights lined up? Because it looks to me like they're heading for Skiddy Row. In fact, that's no to his old man, is it? Because he's walking around in skiddy undies. So, this is what it is, isn't it? And you seen him when he climbs through a ring with Builder's Arts hanging out on Big Sean, 20-pound drive a day in a kebab. I don't know. Dennis McCann's been slipped into WBO rankings as well, number 9. And I thought, what's going on there? Young Dennis the Menace. I don't know.
Go ahead, mate.
No, I was going to say, it's surprising. He's one for the future, but does that mean if the world champion in that weight division calls a voluntary that Dennis could slip in for that fight because he's in top 10? What's all that about, Jerry?
Don't know. Smells a bit dodgy to me.
Brick Top, I know you're listening, Brick Top, or some of your minions. So let me just say this while you're listening, you lot at Queensbury. Next time you want to mess about with rankings, world rankings, go ahead and ask me. All right? And I'll be like the man from Del Monte. I'll say yes or no.
Brick Top Raging at Carfrot says he's a moron. He's done it on 9 channels. Is it 9 or 8? 8 different channels. Well, some of them is called him moronic because Carl Froch has pointed out, like I did before anybody else, that Big Top likes holding El Turkey Sheik's hand, that Arab guy. Why is he holding hands with an Arab on TV? What is all that about? It's not manly.
Don't know, mate.
Not manly, is
It's
it, Jerry?
no, it's not. It's not. And you need to sort it out. Having to go with Cara Farage.
Yeah.
It's getting pathetic. It's getting pathetic now.
Yeah, it's getting pathetic. And let's have it right, Brick Top. When you wanted Carl to fight Joe Calzaghe when Carl were mandatory, you was going on about rematches and clauses, right? And having options on him. Even then on mandatory. So stop going on about Eddie Hills when he was doing it with Joshua, having to fight Ruiz. When Ruiz had to fight Joshua twice and Usyk had to fight him twice. You were putting things like that in place many, many years ago, Brick Top. So people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones because when you used to throw stones, Brick Top, people are thrown back at you, weren't they? That's how you ended up with a dint in your head. So, okie dokie. Usyk, does it happen in 4 weeks? Jerry, yes or no?
I'm going to say yes, mate.
Well, I'm going to say
it
no
does.
because I don't believe out I'm told. I don't trust anybody. Well, there's only a couple of people I trust in the world, but maybe about 4 people, and that's about it. So I'm not buying into it. I'm always looking for a conspiracy, but I certainly don't think it's going to happen. I think it's squeaky bum time. I think we're going to see some arseholes flapping in the next 4 weeks.
You reckon?
I reckon. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, is it on or is it off, or does anybody care?
I certainly don't, mate. It's absolute
I
garbage.
don't. I wish Mike Tyson had jog on. I'm sick of seeing him. Mike, you're a rapist. Piss off. Stop hanging around boxing, making millions out of sport. You're taking money out of fighters' mouths, you rapist. Joshua Usyk 3. Does that happen this year, yes or no?
No, I can't see that happening.
No.
Definitely not this year.
Is Joshua ready for Usyk when they're saying he's stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet? And is eating kangaroo meat with Heinz ketchup sauce?
Oh, really? Right.
What
Sounds
do you
nice.
think to that, Jerry?
I think some people are completely bowled over by the fact that he beat a novice in like, 2 rounds or something.
The guy was still like a lamppost, didn't even move his head. Listen, boxers out there, all you young boxers, when somebody throws a punch at you and you stay on the line, just move your head to left or right. That's called slipping a punch. He didn't even know how to slip a punch, did he? What was going on? What do you think?
So
to
people
this
are
one?
reading into that.
Jerry, do you know when there's a pause? When you pause when I ask you a question, do you know what that means? That means it's my cue to jump in. So when I jump in, you jump in at the same time.
Sorry,
Where
mate.
coming from, Jerry? We're all right now. Jerry, you do it about 10 times an hour. Jerry, have you shaved that muzzy off yet?
No.
No, you're still going for Magnum look.
Still am, mate. Just need a Hawaiian shirt now.
I bet you get loads of minge though in Ireland, don't you? With your smooth Irish voice and your Magnum tash, don't you?
No, mate. It's not popular look.
I don't think it is, Jerry. Magnum Tashers went out in 80s when people were driving around in Mark III Cortinas, mate. Boots Ennis has gone to Eddie Hills and Matchroom. Do you see him fighting Crusher, Ben? Yes or no?
Possibly, mate. Possibly. It's a good signing for Hills. And now they're under the same umbrella. You know, they might make that fight.
Yeah. I'll be called a bully me for sticking it to you on here tonight, Jerry. There's a few sensitive ones in here. If anyone's got a problem, I've said to Jerry, let him come on Zoom and test your knowledge like Jerry does. Do you know what I mean? If you can't handle it with the talk, don't leave a comment. There's too many leaving comments on here thinking they know things about boxing, but do you know what, Jerry? They're all hiding behind the keyboard.
I know, mate. I know what you
Like
mean.
me tonight, because I've got a giant spot on my head. It's massive. It's a Colonel Custard. It's Big Freeze and White Collar Woodley. Who did you have winning?
Initially, I picked Wardley, but I thought there was a bit of dodginess going on with the point deduction. I think both men give it their best shot. A draw isn't a bad result, but you know, if deep down inside me, even though I wanted Wardley to win, I think perhaps Big Freeze got stiffed on that decision.
I think it's Big Freeze, aka Fraser Clark from Burton on Trent. I think Big Freeze got shafted basically, and I'm Team Big Freeze now. I'm Team Big Freeze. I know he's been walking around like some big daft giant cuddly teddy bear only for the last few years. You know, everybody's palace. Every time he's asked a question about somebody, he goes, "Oh, I like him. You know, like Johnny Fisher. They're like cyborgs, aren't they? They don't want to upset anybody. You know, novice fighters when they start. When they get to about 18 and 0, they turn around and say, "Oh, him is a prick." Do you know what I mean? Well, at first, they're all like Mr. Humble, aren't they?
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate.
Okay. Big John Fury in camp for Tyson Fury, co-trainer. Sugar Hill says he ain't got a problem with it, and John knows his boxing. Well, he's going to say that, isn't he, Jerry? What do you think?
I don't see what John Fury can offer Tyson Fury other than, you know, emotional and family support. I mean, is this guy a proven trainer? If he is, I don't know anything about it. Sugar Hill is a proven trainer. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
what the hell is John Fury going to bring to the table like?
I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. What's John Fury going to bring to the table? Probably hedgehog soup. That he's just cooked on the hot fire. Is the super welterweight? Sorry. Is the super middleweight division and the welterweight division on the slide?
Well, super middleweight's certainly not as exciting as it was.
No, only because Frotcher's gone.
Oh, you would say it. There has. Go ahead.
No, I was saying what did you say? I said because Frotcher's left it. Well, no, it's really happened, has it, since Frotch retired with super middleweights? I know Canelo's been dominant, but let's have it right. He's not fighting David Benavidez, is he, Jerry?
No, mate, he's not. There's not as many names in the division anymore, and I guess you're right. If you look at that, after Frotch, it sort of petered out. You had Groves for a bit, and then you had the Gale, and it's kind of just fizzled out now. And it's kind of, you had Smith as well. But like, let's face it, like Callum Smith's not on the same level as Carl Frotch, like so. Yeah, it's fizzled out a bit. But I think that happens with some divisions. Sometimes they're red hot and then they fade off into the background for a bit until they kind of get lit up again. It's just normal with boxing.
Yeah, do you know what, Jerry? That's the best point that anybody's made. Every now and then they just tail off, don't they, the divisions, and then they come back again, don't they? You know, we're no champion. And but yeah, okay. Sean Porter says that I know you, who's 26 and 0, 23 on Button Moon. He says he needs to go to USA to be a star, but I don't agree with that. What do you think, Jerry?
Don't agree with it, mate. That's utter nonsense. If that man's won titles and he's the belt holder, he can fight people in his house That's the way I look at it. People should be fighting an OU in Japan. I think that's some kind of crazy twisted logic Sean Porter's applying to that situation there because, how it used to be all US dominant right up until, the 90s. And then it started we started getting Eastern European champions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's a very biased thing for him to say.
Yeah, I agree. Haney Garcia, who wins?
I'd say Haney. Garcia's lost the plot. Doesn't seem to be taking his career seriously. And Haney is on a bit of a run, and he looks like he wants to win. So I see Haney winning. A little bit like the way Crawford did Errol Spence. I see it happening like that a wee bit.
Yeah. Mate, fourth, Canelo Munguia. Who have you got winning that? I've got Munguia beating him on points. I think he's there for taking, Jerry.
I can see why you think that, but I think I'm gonna say Canelo. But if Munguia does him, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm going to put faith in Canelo getting that victory one more time.
Why don't you do what the Gad's done? He's gone Canelo by knockout or Munguia on points. That's like fence sitting, isn't it?
Splinters in his arse.
Yeah. I know you versus Neary, mate 6. I've got to know you by KO.
Yeah. I know you. Don't see Neary beating him at all. And just I know you being a know you. Knockout. It'll come when it comes. Can't give a round.
Okay. Eddie still bullying Ben Shalom. What do you think to all that?
Ben Shalom's not my mate, so I don't really care. Maybe it's in bad taste, being, professional boxing promoters, but does Ben Shalom even deserve to be there? That's questionable. How did he get that gig?
And Adrian Mole got that gig because obviously we're greasing palms, allegedly. That's the word, isn't it? Allegedly.
Okay, well, I don't really care then. Eddie can bully him if he wants.
Yeah. May 25th, Jack Catterall, Josh Taylor rematch. Do you think it's come a bit too late, 2.5 years later?
I think they dropped the ball there. Obviously, if Taylor was injured, you can't do nothing about that. It's good. Sam Jones has probably shit himself though, but yeah, I think the hype around seeing them to go at it again to see who really is the winner. Yeah, we've all kind of forgotten about it, really, haven't we?
Yeah. Ray Ford against Nick Ball, one of them 5 for 5. What do you think, Jerry?
Good match. It's another opportunity for Nick Ball.
All action, isn't it? Like Gatti.
Yeah. It's a good opportunity for Nick Ball. I'm actually really impressed with how they made that. Because it puts him in line for another title. Right after that, controversial loss to was it Fargas? Is that what you call that guy?
Yeah.
So if he takes that belt, that's a great opportunity then for him to get the rematch, and then he could even take the second title, and then he'd be unified 2 belts.
Yeah. A couple of fights that are going under radar are Dubois and Ergovic and Shiraz against Austin Williams. What do you think to them, Jerry?
I was a bit of a Hergovic fan.
Well, yeah.
And then obviously, well, I had the last few fights where he's been fairly disappointing. I'm gonna say something crazy here though. When I watched the Hrgovic against Zhang fight, I definitely thought I felt like he lost the fight. I went back and scored that fight and had Hrgovic winning 2 points ahead at the end. So I think the guy's just had a problem with motivation and some personal problems. And I actually think he looks like he's up for this fight with Dubois. And I think it's a good contest because he's up for it. Everything I've seen, interviews and stuff, he seems up for it. Dubois he's super confident now after punching the face of Jarrell Miller all night. And that's maybe the little bit of a boost that he needs. So we could see some fireworks in that fight. I'm going to pick Hrgovic though. I just think he's going to do him. But I think it'll be an exciting fight. Have you any thoughts on that one?
I've got Hrgovic to do Dubois. I think when it comes down to it and the pressure's on, I think I'll choose my words carefully because Dubois hung in there against Joyce, but I think once he gets it put on him, a flat track bully, I think he just looks for a way out. I think he can't cope with pressure because he's not been in a firefight before he got to these big fights because he were protected. Now, when he got to big fights like Joyce and Usyk, who basically were a gold medalist and Olympic and a silver medalist Olympians, once they started putting it on him, the pressure, I just think he buckled. And I think if Hrgovic, an Olympic bronze, if he just puts it on him, I think he'll buckle. I do.
That's
Shiraz,
point, mate. So
Shiraz and Williams. I don't really care about them, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't open my curtains to watch them. I mean, no offense, but they're not my cup of tea. Them. So, and now there's Willie Hutchinson fight and Richards. Although I want Craig Richards to win, but that doesn't float my boat. I mean, they're talking about game change and all that. How is that game change? Do me a favour.
Yeah, they're going to tell us that shit. They're going to tell us that anyway, mate. I'm not really interested in those fights either, but I'll watch them.
Yeah, but Jerry, what point people are missing? Hrgovic is not even win Matchroom, so why is that in 5 versus 5? What's all that about? I mean, Eddie's ended up with Wilder, but Wilder can't stand Eddie. Eddie looks to me like he's proper blagged it to get into mix there, hasn't he, really? He's had to pull a few rabbits out of the hat, hasn't he, for him to invent this 5 versus 5. Because at the beginning, when they were talking about it, Eddie didn't have anybody, did he?
No.
They got Amo Williams, and he's not a Brit.
I don't know, mate, how that happened, but fast Eddie, that's all I'm going to say.
They'd have been better off putting Max in there, wouldn't they? Oh, Joe Egan, big bully. That big Joe, isn't you, Joe? Big bully, come see me. Grow a pair, Joe. Shit house. Okie dokie. Do you want to go on to part 2, Jerry?
Of course, mate. I'll see you on there, okay?
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment.